All right, well, good enough to join me today is Joey Spencer, the man that's come all the way from the US to take what is Tim Tszyu's. Joey, first of all, thank you very much for coming here. How have you found the first couple of weeks in Australia?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I've loved it. My family's loved it. We've had a great time out here so far. Obviously, haven't been able to go around and do too much tourism. My kids and wife have. I've been training, but it's been nice escaping the cold that's back home and getting out here in some beautiful weather, beautiful people, beautiful city. So it's been great.
I think there are a lot of us, the Australian media, that have, I've followed Tim Tszyu's career since the day he turned pro, and I think all of us believe that he was going on to become, one of the best fighters we've ever seen. In boxing, at the elite level, there are no easy fights. If you have a bad night, it can be catastrophic for your career. You look at the Sebastian Fundora fight, a sliding doors moment with Keith Thurman pulling out of that. Then all of a sudden he gets Bakhram Murtazaliev, has the worst night of his life, dropped, 4 times, stopped in 3. Everybody thought that the smart thing to do is to take an easy fight, and instead he finds himself here against you, a guy that is clearly, leaving no stone unturned. What have you made of Tim's career over the last year or so in those fights against Fundora and Bakhram?
I always really respected Tim, and he's a guy, when Thurman pulled out with his injury, to take Fundora as a last-minute replacement. That takes real balls, And like you said, things happen. Things happen in boxing. You only get one night. You get 30 minutes to go out there and put everything on the line. You get maybe a couple fights a year, and it takes one shot to put you down. It takes one elbow to cause it, or headbutt to cause a cut. That can change everything. So, and he fought like a man in those fights, and I respect it.
I guess one of the great unknowns when you have a loss like Tim did, and you've had, been stopped once in your career against Ramos, you never know how someone's coming back. How do you prepare for that? Because the best of Tim is elite, but there's also, we've seen now that like any fighter, he can be beaten and he has holes if he wants to step to somebody.
I'm preparing for the best version, the one that went on the run to win the title and beat some good guys, and I'm preparing for the best, most confident version of Tim that there is. I'm not preparing for, obviously those questions are there, but those are his questions to answer. If he doesn't have them answered by the night that we fight, it'll make things, it'll make things easier for me. But I'm preparing for the most confident, best version of him.
I can see the two of you coming together at some point and really going for it. And I wonder, will you be, if that happens and you catch Tim, will you be, especially early on, will you be looking to see if there's a moment where maybe he hesitates and maybe the demons of the last couple of fights are there?
Depends, because he is a dangerous guy even when he's hurt. He lets some shots go even when he's hurt. So we'll see what happens. See how bad he's hurt. See, if I do catch him, and depends, because he launches hard shots when he's hurt. And it's a long fight, so we got to let it play out. That's one of the harder parts of boxing, is to know when to go in for the kill. Sometimes you can go in for it too early. So it's what my team's there for. Let me know. I'll hear them. I'm always, listening in and to their voices. So if they tell me it's time, then I'll go in for the kill.
You've got a young family. You're 25. You've been at this since you're a kid. If you get past him and you can take that world rank, and all of a sudden doors start to open up, really big fights start to open up, your life can change in an instant. What will it mean to you to go back home with a victory under your belt, and to be able to change the life for your family?
Yeah, that's everything to me. That's what I do this for, is for my kids and my family and my wife, and the goals and the dreams that me and my family, my dad, mom, brother, we've all worked toward our whole lives. That's what we do it for, and this is how I put food in my kids' mouths. So every fight has that, and this is my shot. This is an opportunity to take it to the next level. So it's huge for me to take that back and be able to give my family that stability. It's gonna be amazing.
You look at what the bookies say, and they think Tim wins this fight. The bookies would have this as being an easy fight for Tim. Why will it not be?
I don't give any ground to that, any type of seriousness to that. Who makes the odds, right? They know nothing. They've proven it many times. So, and especially in this one, Murtazaliev was probably the underdog against him too. I would think. They don't know anything. I'm a real fighter. He's going to see it when I get in there.